Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Many Bytes. I'm your friend Amudan Shaktivel. Today we will fix all the existing issues that we have in our framework. And if you are new here and if you are not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to the channel, guys. So it will really help me to release more videos. Thank you. And now we'll get back to the agenda for this video. Okay, so we have we have seen about the page factory, how to do method chaining, all the stuff, but we have some existing issues that needs to be fixed, so we will fix them. That's going to be our first step. And as a second step, we also try to rectify the variable names that we have used in the framework. Okay, the sonar lit, the plugin, have already suggested us some good practices, so we need to follow that. So we'll do that at the net. And if you notice, in the previous video we faced some issues in clicking the logout button, so we'll try to implement the explicit way to fix the issue. And we'll also we don't have any assertion in our previous test, so we'll try to add an assertion to our test, and we'll make a complete test case at the end. Okay, so without wasting much time, so get back to the Eclipse workspace. Now, the first thing, okay, so if you notice, let me go to the test. And if you notice, they enter username, enter password, and click login again. If you notice, let me go here, and it is returning me a orange HRM homepage instance, right? So what I can do, I can directly chain them. Okay, if it is method chaining, it doesn't mean that you have to only chain your methods within the class, right? You can also chain methods to another class. That's what we are going to do now. So instead of having a variable here, what I can do, I can just type it here. Okay, after that I want to click welcome. After clicking welcome, I want to click logout. And if you notice, this logout will return me uh, orange HRM login page, because if it's logged out successfully, it will take me to the login page, right? And I can go to the login page. Okay, and then I can fix some. I can create a method to validate the title so that we can complete. So now I'm logging out. Okay, and then if you notice, uh, we can validate something, whether the presence of username is there, or you can also do verification on your title. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check the title of this particular page. That's going to be our assertion. So if you notice, the title is orange HRM for now. Okay, so we'll take this, go to the workspace, and this clicking on logout, okay, will return me a new login page, right? So let me go here, and then I create a method. Okay, where is my login page? Yes, here I'm going to return public. Okay, again I'll keep it as white for now. Get title of the get title would be more reasonable. Okay, and if you want to get the title, what I have to do, I also need to create an element for this. Okay, let's go there. Okay, okay, I think you have a default method, right? So you don't have to even create an element. Okay, let me create driver manager dot get driver dot, then you have something called as get title method, which going to actually get the title for you. Okay, so you don't have to uh, find the element and then get the text from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm directly returning it. Okay, some people, what they will do, they will try to assert the whole thing here. Okay, so what they will do, they'll capture this in a string. Okay, string title. Okay, they'll pass a expected string from there. Okay, string value, expected string, and then they'll try to do all the assertion here. Okay, so dot assert true or assert equals, you can use your actual is title, and your expected is value. People do that. Okay, still the whole thing will work. But the problem here is, okay, if I go to my test method, okay, the test method doesn't indicate. Okay, even if I add a method chaining here, and then get title, or if you have something like verify title, it doesn't actually implicitly telling. Okay, so I have something called as orange HRM here. Okay, my test does not tells me what is the validation that I'm doing. Okay, if there is some manual tester who is coming here, he doesn't even understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so it's always mandatory to do all the assertions in your uh, test class, not in the page classes. Okay, so make sure your page classes are free from assertions. Okay, so that's why. I'm gonna return this particular string back to my test method so that I can validate. Again, it will ask me to change the return type to string. That's okay. And then if you have some unused imports, remove them. Okay, good. Again, this command block, I don't need it anymore. Let me make my test more clean. Okay, good. I don't need this parameter, so I can also remove this. Okay, now if I go to my test, okay, I can just tell get title. Okay, that's it. This is gonna return me a string, right? So this is our string title. But if you notice, again, I don't even have to create this particular reference variable. I can directly use this, right? So I can create an anonymous object, right? So your right hand side is equal to left hand side, so I can directly right click this. Okay, you don't even need this variable. Again, creating a variable doesn't gonna cost you much, but yeah, I'm trying to make my code more clean. So what I did, I have, you know, arrange them in a such a way that this is all belongs to a particular login page, and this all belongs to your home page. Again, you can have everything in one liner, or you can have 6 or 7 lines. It up to you, but for me this is more readable. I am entering username, password, clicking on login, and then I'm clicking on welcome, and then logging out, and then maybe I'm doing the getting the title at the end. So okay, next I can do assertion with my test ng, but I have made a separate video on why we need to use assert jail for assertions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try assertions dot, okay, assert that. I want to assert this title, okay, is equal to, okay, this particular orange HR, right? Orange HR is the title. This way my code looks much clean now. Okay, good. So we have added the assertions. Let's try to run that whole test and then see whether everything is working fine. Okay, run as test ingestion. Again, guys, if you find my video a little slow, please change the playback settings to 1.5 or 2 so that you don't feel any slowness. Okay, think my Chrome browser got launched now. Hey, it worked now, but still we haven't fixed the issue that we faced, the interrupted element not interactable exception, right? Previously we faced. So let's go there, and then we'll try to fix it with the easiest way. What we normally do, if we will add a thread dot sleep. Okay, this is the easiest way that we can do, right? But there are, you guys might be already aware, when I use a thread dot sleep, okay, first thing is, suppose say I want to sleep for 5,000 milliseconds, that's 5 seconds. Okay, it'll either ask me to throw the declaration. If I throw the declaration, it will make my method clumsy by adding the exception at the end, and then you need to also handle it in the in the place where you are calling this click logout. Even in my test class, I need to handle that. So what people normally do, they do the try catch. Sorry, okay, they do the try catch, right? Let me, yeah. So what they normally do, they do try catch. Again, this try catch block is, again, it's making my code not readable. Okay, when I use thread.sleep, I know it is an interrupted. It will cause an interrupted exception. Again, if you are not aware of what is an interrupted exception, so imagine your thread is going for a sleep. Okay, so if someone is coming and interrupting before, it told you already that it's gonna sleep for 5 seconds. Okay, if you go and try to disturb it within 5 seconds, it will get angry. So that's why it's already telling you and giving you a warning that I may throw interruption. I may curse some bad words against you if you try to wake me up before 5 seconds. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, it's making my code little chaotic. So what I normally prefer, there is a Apache Commons library that you can use to do uninterruptibles. Okay, so let me get it from another project. Maybe, again, you can use the implicit wait, but if you still want to use something like a thread or sleep but not exactly thread or sleep, you can use this particular dependency. Okay, because your leads can easily find out that if you are using thread or sleeps. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some masking here. Okay, so we're actually going to use thread or sleep but without all this exception handling and other stuff. And even if you use a different name, people don't even recognize what it is. So there is a class called uninterruptibles, and then sleep uninterruptedly. So the method itself telling it's going to sleep uninterruptedly. Okay, so how long I want to sleep? I want to sleep for 3. And then you can give the specify the time unit in whatever the unit you want. Okay, in time unit in seconds. Again, if you notice, it's not asking me to handle with a try catch or throw the exception explicitly. So this is a good thing, right? So even your manager cannot find that whether you're using a thread or sleep. Okay, so this is another way. If you want to wait for 3 seconds, it will still work. Okay, it's another way of using a thread or sleep. But if you don't want to use this, always prefer using a explicit wait, which is actually a good practice. Okay, so if you want to use a web driver wait, okay, so new WebDriver wait. Okay, and then you can tell driver, in our case is driver manager dot get driver, and then the time unit in seconds. Okay, maybe the maximum time is 10. Okay, and when it finds the element, it will actually come back. If even if the finds the element early than that, suppose it find it in 2 seconds. Okay, then the wait will be exited and then it will go to the next step. Okay, so wait dot until. Okay, and then you can specify the conditions. Okay, conditions dot, so element should be clickable, because in our case it's not interactable, right? So I want to wait for it to become clickable. Okay, so what is the element? It's a logout. Okay, another important aspect of using by locators, your methods like element to clickable, all those things will accept a by locator, so you can directly feed them there. If so, if you're using a web element or a page factory, you will get a web element, so you won't get much options, you have something different there. But yeah, by locator you can directly feed it to your element to be clickable method. Okay, this will still work absolutely fine. Again, I don't need this. If you want to use a thread dot sleep in your framework anywhere, then you can do this. Because see guys, there is some cases in some ajax page, in the pages, if there are a lot of ajax calls, you use whatever the WebDriver wait, explicit wait you want to use, but sometimes you cannot handle any of those. But a simple thread dot sleep will make your life much easy. Okay, so again, if you don't want to showcase that it is a thread dot sleep, so what you can do, you can hide it with calling this particular thing. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, so at the end, so we have created something like this, and then it will fix the issue for us. Definitely we know this is going to work. But if you already aware of Java 8 concept, this wait dot until method, okay, it's accepting a function implementation. Again, function is a interface, is a functional interface in Java 8, right? So it's accepting something that is having a super class as WebDriver. So in our case, it's driver, right? Our driver. So and then what it has to return true for the condition to complete. Okay, so what you can do, if you want to use a Java 8 version of something like this, so what I'm going to do, I'm passing D, that is a driver. Again, you can use driver, the variable name, you can use anything you want. D dot find element. I want to find the element link logout until so is enabled. Okay, I want to wait until it's the element logout is getting enabled. You can use like this. This is uh, the old fashioned way. Okay, you can use like this, or this is your Java 8 way. Okay, you can use whatever the way you like. Okay, but for now, I'll comment this because I haven't started my Java 8 playlist. Soon I will start that. And okay, after that you can use all this implementation. Good, if you notice, again, I don't need this variable. I hate creating a lot of variables. So what I do, I do like this, and then I don't need this anymore. So let it be uh, okay, like this. Okay, it's more readable, right? Again, I'll keep it here for future reference, but for now we have created like this. And if you want to write it in 2 lines, you can do that. Now our code looks much clean. Okay, let's try to run the whole test and then check whether everything is working fine. Before we will fix the the variable name issues, we'll do that. But for now, we want to create a very robust test, very readable test, and then with fixing all the issues we have. Okay, it's logged in. It should click the logout, yeah, and then it should validate the title, and everything is done. All my tests got passed. Now everything is working fine. But if you notice, I have some unused imports. Remove them, and then if you notice, my sonar lint is giving me a suggestion. Okay, what's telling? Rename this field link welcome to match the regular expression. Okay, I don't know what is that. Let me see what is telling. Okay, let me open this. If you notice, sharing some naming convention is a key point to make your team to efficiently collaborate. Okay, you want to follow what your team or the team across the world follows, right? So that's why they are telling you need to use some regular expression like this. Okay, if you don't know what is a regular expression, I'll try to do enough justice to make you understand. Okay, this symbol denotes it's going to start. Okay, the starting will be anything that is small a to z, anything between a to z, but it has to be in small letter. This is your first letter of the word. Again, you can have the remaining letters between small a to z or capital A to z, or between 0 to 9. Okay, and the star represent the number of occurrences. It can be 0, or it can be like, even if you want to make your variable name 150, okay, you can do that. You have all the access. That's what it's telling. Okay, so the first letter has to be a small letter. And if you notice, this is how exactly we have created. This is a non-compliant code, right? Non-compliant code. This is exactly how wrong we have created our code. Okay, this is how we. But the compliant solution is telling the first letters need to be a small letter, and then after that followed by capital letters, right? Even though Java allows you to use a dollar at the first character, okay, you can use a dollar at the first character. You start with, you can use special characters in the between. So if you notice, they haven't allowed us to use special characters in the variable name, even though Java allows to do that. So this is how the convention followed across industry. So let me quickly change and fix the existing issue. Okay, now I think the sonar lint will be happy after this. But my Java is telling, please change the names. Okay, I update the names here as well. Again, guys, it's not mandatory that you have to start your thing with link. Here I have started it with link because even when I try to do all the things, suppose say I am trying to find an element. Okay, okay, so if you notice, it's suppose I am typing, if there are so many elements in the page, now for now that is only two. But if there are 50 elements, I can just shortlist all of them by telling link. Okay, if it is a button, I can shortlist them with the help of button, right? That's the purpose of having your prefix with whatever the thing. Suppose you have a link, then you can have the prefix like link. If you have something like a button tag, okay, then you can have prefix like button or btn. And okay, btn submit. Okay, which actually tells me it's a button type with the name of submit, right? It's more readable and understandable, right? We're making job easy for others. Link, you have button. If you have a drop down, you can use something like drop down. Yeah, you can use like this, and then followed by whatever the name. Suppose if it's a country drop down, you can use something like this, drop down country, so that it's more readable and understandable, right? So you can follow this convention. Again, it's not mandatory, but you can follow that. Again, it is telling still, remove this variable link welcome private field. Again, yeah, I need to change it. This one I'll remove it. I think if I save this now, all the Sonar Lint suggestions are gone. Let me do the same thing in my login page. Again, if you notice, we have a text box, right? Username is a text box. So you can use something like this: text box username, text box password. Okay, this is a button, right? You can use btn login or button login. But normally people prefer btn because it helps you to quickly uh, uh, use it in the suggestions when you're using it here in the find element. If you type button, then you can easily type it. If you're using button, it's 6 letters, right? Again, it's up to you to decide what you want to use, but please follow something across the entire framework. Don't change it. Okay, Again, let me copy it from here. Okay, password, again button login. Okay, now if I save this, I think all the Sonorlin suggestions are gone. Now we have created a very good robust test. Again guys, something that you need to keep in mind: assertions should not be called in your page layers. Okay, anywhere you should never do that. So all your page methods needs to have some return type. Okay, please make sure you have some return type. In our case, either it's returning current class instance, or another page instance, or it's at least returning string. Okay, it can return string, integer, array list, hash map, that doesn't matter, but it has to have some return type so that you can do a lot of method chaining and other stuff. Okay, so this is kind of these are not rules, right? But still it makes a job easy for us. So treat them as a rules, follow them religiously how you do, and across your frameworks. Okay, now if even if you look at the test, it's more readable now. Okay, so that's all for today guys. So we will you know uh, we just change the variable name, so obviously the whole thing will work. So I'm not going to run it for a dry run, but yeah, this is how the whole thing works. If you're new to this channel, please do subscribe for the channel. Thank you guys. I'll see you all in another video. Thank you.